everyone. Thank you. Thank you so much for responding. And it's good to see a lot of participants. I think this time is the most convenient time for everybody to join in because everybody is free from their school work or say a bit of household work also. Okay.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
I'll just introduce myself. I'm Shefali Saxena, a Google Certified Educator. And I take sessions on Street Teacher Training course also. And yes, I'm a memory coach as well. So here, this is our session on you will learn the best use of it and you can use it to, you know, complete your task, to simplify your assessment process with the students. So you will understand the entire interface of Notebook LM and how it can be useful. What are the basic features that are available into it? And then, yes, if possible and if time permits, we'll also do the hands-on practice along as well, right? So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen and we'll start sharing the presentation. So it is about Notebook LM. You all might be using AI, right? How many of you are aware of Notebook LM? What is this? What is this used for? You can unmute yourself and you can just reply. Or else, if you want, you can put this into the chat box also. That what is Notebook LM? How much you are aware of this? For what purpose we use it? What other AI tool you are using? Anything? Miss
Uh,
Padma, Miss Munira, Miss Vinita, anyone, Miss Priya, Miss Namita, Miss Yogita, anyone. Good evening. Good evening,
Good
Tuhan.
evening, ma'am.
I
Good
use
evening,
AI
Ms.
in the
Shali, ma'am.
chat, ma'am.
Good
I don't know
evening,
much
ma'am.
of it, but I
Yes,
use
good
it.
evening.
And now listening to you, I'm using it a lot,
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
especially for my content writing.
Okay. Anyone else? Have you used Notebook LM?
Yeah, I have used it a little bit. It is used to summarize a text or or some resource, and it is very useful in making a mind map and making a podcast out of the given resource. Instead of reading everything, you can summarize it by using this tool.
Exactly. And anyone else? Thank you so much, Ms. Jayanti, for the active participation. Yes,
Thank
Miss Vartika, Miss Priya, Miss Namita, Miss Chandravadni. Yes. Anyone? Sarjeet, Divya, anyone? Miss Aditi, Shabani, Tripti, Babita, anyone? Okay, so get started. Right here, I'm going to share my screen. Notebook LM is basically an AI tool that is provided by Google and it is integrated with Google Classroom also, right? So it's a Google tool, it's a Google tool and it is integrated with Gemini also now. So when you open Gemini to work with it, there also you get an option of Notebook LM and you can use Notebook LM from there as well. So I'll just show you, for example, here I'm going to Gemini, right? And within Gemini, when I come, so Google has integrated Notebook LM within the Gemini as well. So when I have to start under this, right, I just need to click on Tools, scroll down. They will show me here, create Canvas, this guided learning, and under guided learning, you get that Notebook LM feature also. And specifically in your school account, if you are using a school account, if it is a Google account, like I work in St. John's Academy, so there I have got my work domain as in shifari.saxena at the rate stjohnsacademy.com. Now it's a Google domain, a workspace domain that has been provided. So in that particular platform, whenever I open Gemini, I get the option of Notebook LM. Likewise, in your Google Classroom also, you will get the Notebook LM thing, right? So it is basically an interactive modal, a multimodal, and we can have guided learning with this. Now, interactive means we can communicate. We can express our point of view and then receive feedback. Then again, we express, again, we get a prompt response from the other end. Multimodal means it can be used for various purposes. Like there is podcast, there is flashcards, there are mind maps, lot many things that we can create, right? And guided learning means it guides us step by step. So we can give instructions over there, right? So now moving ahead, what are the sections inside it? So we'll first see the NotebookLM overview, then we'll see the video overview, the interactive features. It has got quizzes, flashcards, there is guided learning and custom personas also, and how we can get the most of NotebookLM. This is what we are going to go ahead. So let's start with the NotebookLM overview. And here is the overview, right? So you can take it as your thinking partner. Like when we read any book, right? We want to give the best out of that book to our students. Now we need to make points, we need to draw diagrams, we need to create mind maps, and then we share those resources with our students. Or say we present it into our classroom using the blackboard where we used to write. But now since we are becoming more tech savvy and our Gen Alpha, this is now Gen Beta rather, it is coming, right? Gen Alpha is there. So they are more of tech savvy and more of digital integration is there. So we are using lot many digital tools into the classroom. Okay, so creating those resources is very difficult because all these things are very time consuming. So Google has come up with NotebookLM that you can use as a thinking partner, and you just need to provide your source over here. You need to upload your source. Now, source is, it can be a PDF of any book, right? You can upload that. It will analyze the entire source, whatever content is there, and then you can chat with your source, and definitely you can generate various resources related to that source. The best part is when you are using that source, right? You can actually choose that for what particular page number you want the resource. At times it is required that we don't want, suppose, a podcast overview or a flashcard for the entire chapter, but we want it for a specific segment, right? So this comes under as guided learning, right? So you can specify exactly for which page number or from which page to which page you want the content to get created. You can always specify that, right? So I'll just show you how we go about it and say I want to go to NotebookLM. How will I go ahead? You just need to come here onto the Omni box, right? The search bar, and you can type here as NotebookLM dot google.com, right? It will open the web page and you can get into there, right? Now, if you are using your school account, then in your school account, you will get NotebookLM within the treasure box here, that as I call it, is a waffle button as well. And you get it here also, NotebookLM, right? So you can get NotebookLM from the waffle button also, from where we can access all the popular Google tools, right? Or else if you want, you can just type here notebooklm.google.com. You will land on this page and you can directly go to Google NotebookLM over here, right? You just need to try NotebookLM. It's a free tool that is available, so you can make the best use of it. Now see, once I am here, there are already few sources that I have added over here, right? Now you need to create your new book. Okay, so I'll just go back here. You need to create your new book. So you will just click on this plus new notebook. Right now, what you want to add? You want to upload any file, any PDF, any doc file, any presentation, or you want to add any link, like you have gone through a particular website, you found the resource there, and you wanted to create content according to that, or you have a link of a YouTube video, you want to get the content from that video and then create other resources out of it, Or say you have created and uploaded your own video in YouTube. Those who have attended my yesterday's session, right, they know how to upload your videos in YouTube. Maybe most of you are already aware of it. So once you create your own video, you upload it into YouTube, you can add the link of that video also over here, and then can start creating more resources to make the best out of it, right? Then if you have anything into your drive, you can attach that also, or else you can copy the text from anywhere, you can paste that, right? For example, I want to upload a file. So when I go to upload file, I already have a PDF file with me in my desktop. So it will allow me to select that file. So I'll go to resources, and under resources, I have, for example, AI for pre-primary. I have this book 4 to 18 doing my course, right? So I'll just select this and click on open. Now this is a PDF of a book, means it is a source that I am adding over here. I need to give it a name. This is an untitled notebook right now. So I'll just click over here and give it a name. Say this is English, and this is for class UKG. Since I'm a pre-primary educator, so my entire training, revolves around the resources about pre-primary only most of the time. Now I have added it as this English UKG. So here you can see the name has changed. Now it is analyzing the entire resource. You want to add more sources related to the same topic, you can add it from here again. You can click on the plus sign, you can add the link over here, and then you can simply keep on adding multiple resources over here, right? Now, once we have added the resources over here, you can start chatting. It will give you certain questions here. Means it will start guiding you. And what all we can create? We can create an audio overview, a slide deck, video overview, mind map, reports, flashcards, infographic, quizzes, and data table. So if you have a data of students that you have added in a Google Sheet, you want that to get analyzed, you want to create a graph for that, you want to create some chart out of it. So definitely you can upload that over here and you can generate any of these using that particular resource. Now there are a lot many other AIs as well, like Google Gemini is there. Then we have got Chat GPT, we have got Claude, we have got Lovable platform. There are a lot many AI platforms that have come up, right? So how this is different? How NotebookLM is different? Like whenever we are using any other AI platform, so what is happening? Those platforms, they fetch information from anywhere, and they have now started giving you the source also. But most of the time, it starts hallucinating as well. उसको भी चक्कर आने लगता है अगर आप एक ही चैट को कंटिन्यू करते ना, उस पे बार बार वेरियस तरह के प्रॉम्प्ट्स व्हेन यू स्टार्ट पुटिंग इट, so उसको भी चक्कर आने लगता है, and it gets confused and it might start giving you wrong responses, and it does give. I have checked. So always check the responses that you get from AI. It is we cannot say that it is always 100% correct. Rather, human check is always required. So as an educator, your knowledge value a lot, right? So you need to cross-check whatever responses you are getting whenever you are using any other AI platform. But when you are using NotebookLM, since you have provided a source, right? From this only you have to fetch the entire information. So you can rely over here, right? So the reliability increases when you are actually using NotebookLM, right? So we can transform our material, as in how we can use the audio overview, video reports, quiz, slide deck, mind map, flashcard, and infographics. Right. Now, moving forward, as in the anatomy of NotebookLM, like everybody has the anatomy, right? So you can give a name. As I told you, you can upload your sources. You can discover the new source options. Many other source options are also there. You can check and uncheck the sources. like from which source you want to add content, which source right now you are analyzing. Suppose you have added 4 to 5 sources, and right now you want to focus on only 2 of them. So you can always check or uncheck which one you want to give preference to, right? Then you can ask questions. Like here, I can start adding questions, right? So there are few suggested questions given over here. Okay, if you have your own question, you can type here as well, start typing, and then you can generate what is it that you want to add. You can you can share your notebook with your colleagues and students as well with the share button icon. And in the studio panel, this is the studio panel, you can create these resources, right? Studio is a place where we work. Okay, now here it is basically a teacher led platform where we get the experience within the classroom. Means entirely teacher guided, because you are adding here sources, and when you use it into your Google Classroom, right? So there, whatever resources you are providing, it will create content, it will create assignment automatically within your Google Classroom. So you don't have to spend much of time, but for that you should have a workspace account, right? Now, how to get started? So definitely you need to first select an existing notebook, right? And then create a new notebook. And to create a new notebook, you need to click on create new, like I have told you. Then you can, or if anything new is existing, anything is already existing, you can choose that as well, right? Now we go ahead with the video overview. Like here is the video overview. You want the video of the entire content to be generated. It will take some time because it analyzes the entire part and then it will generate the entire video overview. For example, I want to have the video overview of this particular book. So how can I go about it? I will just click on video overview, right? In what format you want, you can select. Okay, and like in which format you want it into, for a whiteboard, you want it for like a paper craft kind of a thing, you can select that. Say I want whiteboard, right? What should the AI focus host on? If you have any particular point, you can use that. Or if you want to have something else, you can add that, right? Like I want interactive questions to be added in between, right? So here I'm giving my choice and then click on generate. Now it will take some times depending on to the content, the amount of content that you have provided over here, and then it will take that time and will generate your video. So it takes little time, might take 5 minutes, might take 10 minutes, right? So let this work over here. I'm moving ahead. Now, how to generate your video that I have showed you, you need to just select and then which format you want to go about it. It will start generating the video accordingly. Now, what can be the use case of the video? It can be the summary of the entire chapter that you might want to share it with your students. Like first you have taught them the entire chapter and now you want them to see the video part of it as a summary just for a quick recap, so that way they can see the content and definitely it will retain in their brain, because second revision, third revision is very much important. And since I'm a memory trainer, so as a memory trainer, there like I am aware of as in one, and you as an educator also, you might be aware, right, that whenever we teach anything to our students, within 24 hours, the second revision is very much important. Once the child has studied in school within 24 hours, the child should study that content in the school. And then after 3 days, they need to revise that once again. And then after 1 month, they need to revise that content once again. And then after 3 months again, they have to revise that same content once again to remember it, to understand it clearly, to give right answers during the examinations. But then इतना ज़्यादा बच्चे नहीं revise करते हैं. Why? Because there is no proper planning and they don't find it very much interesting to read the text always, right? So here actually this helps us to provide them with various types of sources at different intervals. Not at the same time कि एक ही दिन में उठा के सब कुछ नहीं देना. We have to give them at different intervals related to the previous chapters. 2 chapters के flashcards बना के या mind map बना के अभी मैंने उनको दे दिया. Next, after 15 days, I will give them a slide deck and I will ask them to go through and then will give them a quiz form, right? So they will be revising that same content using different sources. Why? Because they will definitely find it interesting. At least they will scroll down what is there. Same cheese बार बार आती है, so people they lose interest. Even we lose interest, right? So when anything comes in a different format, then it grabs our attention and we tend to see that thing, right? So it's a very helpful tool in that case. Then you can create it into different languages also, in which language you want to have the video. For example, one child is very much good in English. Rather, the other child is not very much pro with English language. Maybe he's understanding in Hindi. Now, definitely the school always ask us to promote English over there, but still say you want the child to understand the topic at least, so you can give them a video overview in Hindi. So you can choose the language there as well. Now, what are the other things that we can create? We can create quizzes, flashcards, and audio overview also. So you just need to mention, for example, here when I come, right, I want that from this particular, here it has given me the entire summary, right? Now I want to have, say, 10 MCQ questions from page number 5 to 8. Can I have that? So I'll just write here as in create 10 MCQ from page number, say 5 to 8 with answer key. Enter. Now it will just analyze those pages, page number 5 to 8, and will create the content. So again, this is going to be very helpful for you when you are creating practice worksheets for your students, because it is keeping a proper response record, right? So once you are creating MCQ, then you can mention, do not repeat the concept, rather twist it and create, fill in the blanks in a different way. So it will give you another set of questions. Now, at times it happens that we get confused with the grammar part when we are actually making questions, right? So you need not to spend much of time into correcting the grammar part. Why? Because it is doing it for you. So here I got the entire thing and I have got the answer key also. Now here B, most of the answers are coming as B, right? Now I will say here B is the say mainly B is the correct option. So shuffle the options for each question to give, say, other, say, to just options to give other correct options also, right? Example, somewhere A, comma, somewhere B. It should be mixed. Right? Enter. So here now it will shuffle all the questions. Rather, if you want, you can add that into your Google Forms also. And then you can shuffle the option order over there as well. But then you need to do little work over there, right? So here, see, now it will change. I have got a mixed response. C, A, B, D, B, C, A, C, D. So children, they very smartly actually identify, right? कि मैम ने ये बोला अरे इसमें तो maximum B होगा, तो तुक्का starts working over there. So definitely that we need to avoid, right? So here you can start creating the quizzes like that, or else if you want, you can click here also to generate the entire quiz. It will generate. Since it is generating the video overview, so I am leaving this part because otherwise it will take more of time over there, right? Now here you can create flashcards also. Now the flashcard is as in you can use that again for a revision purpose or for a brainstorming session as well. And you can always customize the number of flashcards as in how many flashcards you want to generate and from which page number to which page number you want to generate and what exactly you want into the flashcards, right? So when you go to customize flashcard, you can write down here your expectations and what should be the difficulty level. You can choose that as well, right? You can select the difficulty level also over here. And the use cases is that you can give it as a weekly assignment to the students. You can create it for different levels. Like there are multiple students into my classroom. So I can create flashcard, for example, say for very basic level, then I can go ahead as in for a middle level, then there should be a higher level because there are different types of learners into my classroom and their learning capability is different. So there are as an educator, I need to boost their confidence, right? So boost their confidence, definitely I cannot give the same difficulty level ka question to all my students. I need to bring variation into that. So again, that you can do over here. Now there is learning guide and custom personas. Now, what is that? Basically, it will go beyond the question and answers. Means you can build a deep understanding. So this helps with probing and open-ended questions. So it will also help you to generate open-ended questions. And instead of just giving the answers to the students, means increasing the higher order of thinking among the students, right? So when we use Bloom's taxonomy to create our lesson plans, definitely we need to add a variation into the question. We need to keep in mind the levels of Bloom's taxonomy so that we can create the questions accordingly and children can think out of the box as well, not only just with the understanding level. They need to analyze the entire content and then they need to connect other whatever they already know with the existing knowledge with the new knowledge, and then they have to frame their own concepts as well. For certain topics it is required, right? Now what happens for having a deep understanding, for example, if I'm teaching students about lemon, okay, what is the color of lemon, what is the taste of lemon, what is the texture of lemon, the seed part, right? Then what's the uses of lemon. Okay, then other than that, when I'm teaching students about oranges, right? Again, now both taste almost thoda sa sweet and sour ho jata hai, but then there is difference, right? Vitamin C dono mein available hota hai, so they will be analyzing. Then now what all we can create this, so there can be certain common things also, right? So we now see Google is providing everything. Children, they see lot many YouTube videos. As an educator, now we need to change our role to facilitators because we need to facilitate our students in terms of whatever knowledge they already have to how they can take it to the other level. So we need to provide learning guide to them in that context. And how you can use, just a moment. Okay. So how you can use learning guide in NotebookLM? You simply need to go to click on configure chat button, right? Here, this is default is there, configure chat button. And then you can customize the chat as in click on the desired conversational style. What is it that you want? Default you want, or you want it to be a learning guide or custom, right? Abhi it is creating, so I cannot do anything over here. Okay, moving ahead. So there is default mode and there is learning guide as well. Now default mode where the answer is coming like this, right? Like default mode where the answer is coming like this. But when I change this to learning guide, perhaps here it will show me the entire chat book. Here I can configure my notebook, right? You can change it to learning guide and you want the responses to be longer or shorter. You can choose that, right? I want it to be shorter and then click on save. Now what will happen? It will generate the responses accordingly. It will give me short responses, not too many text, right? And then here are the more other options that are coming. Okay, abhi kya hua? Earlier it has created many responses, right? Now when I will ask, it will give me short responses, not too many text over there. Okay, and then it will also give you certain guided questions in between. Like here you can see a text has been added and the source has been added, and the question is as in what was the origin of the Cold War, right? So they will just it will just give you a very short response. Then how much do you know about this topic and what is your high level goal? It will ask the next question. So it is a guided part. Basically it will keep guiding you. Then you can create your own custom style. Like I showed you, you can go to even right now I switched on to learning guide, right? You can go to custom also, and you can mention your expectation over here. Sometimes it happens that whatever resources we have got, maybe that resource is not appropriate for the specific class. Say one resource I have got and I want to use that same resource for another grade, right? Now that the level of difficulty will increase in that case. Okay, or vice versa, it can happen. I got some resource for class 6. I want to create content for class 4. So I need to reduce the level of difficulty and generate content accordingly. So you can always write that under custom. So when I come here, right, on the 3 lines at the advanced setting option, you can click here onto custom and you can type here as in customize the style as in for what? Like always gives responses for class 5 level for the resource added over here, right? And there are 4 types of basic learners are there into my classroom. You can mention their learning style. You can even mention if there is some child that is having some kind of learning disability. You can, like if you are a special educator, you can mention that also. So it will generate responses accordingly. So you can always write under custom what are your expectations, what is it that you are mainly focusing on into it, right? Then the use cases as in it will give you more of personalized content for different styles of learners based on to whatever you have added. For example, I'm a pre-primary educator. Right now, there are 2 students into my classroom, those who are special kids, right? And I need to curate the resources as per their need, because whatever I have is actually a generalized content. Or say I need to struggle in giving instructions, right? I struggle with that part. So I can mention as in give instructions for special needs students as well, right? Definitely, sir, I'll be sharing the recording link in the group as well. Okay, I'll ask Matthew, sir, to do the same thing, right? So here you can actually customize your style. Then now how we can get the most of it. So as of now, whatever we have discussed is actually the most how we can go ahead. But you can actually upload how many sources, maximum to 50 sources you can add. For better performance, you can add up to like any PDF that has got maximum to 300 pages, not more than that, right? So any PDF that you are adding should be less than 300 pages, and you can add up to 50 sources. Now, while NotebookLM offers flexibility in the types of source it can integrate, so you can optimize the most accurate, consistent interpretation of your material. So you can use Google Docs. Why? Because it gets well integrated with your Drive as well, and it will remove the irrelevant sections. Because when you are just adding a PDF or you are adding a website link, right? So there can be certain irrelevant content also, like some ads are there over there. Sometimes they give some other topic also in between out of the box, right? So those things become as a misleading factor within the sources. So when you put up any content in Google Docs, so that is actually a total verified content that you are adding. And then you can add various tabs onto the document. I hope you might be aware of the tab feature of the Google document and how to use it, right? So tab provides sections within the document, like within one document, you can have different sections. So for each chapter, you can have different sections. I'll just show you one example of it, like how I personally use the tab feature. So mainly I do it with my school account, as I need to create lot many sources. Okay, I have been logged out. Right, so we'll go to home, my drive. It will just take little time to come to that page. Yeah. Right, for example, here I have poems for elocution, right? Since I'm the in charge of the pre-primary section, so yes, I need to keep a collection of all that. Now here, when I use the tab part, right, for the tab, like since the teachers, they need to give me the poems for English and Hindi as well for their classes. So I have added different tabs and have renamed it, right? So for English poem, when I click, I'll see the English poem of pre-nursery. When I click on pre-nursery Hindi poems, I'll see the pre-nursery Hindi poem. Likewise for English poems, likewise for class nursery Hindi poems, right? Same way I have done for all the pre-primary section. So these are all different sections that has been created within Google Docs. And if you want, actually, you can just go to file. You can either download the PDF part or the Microsoft Word file of one page, one tab, or the entire document. So that's up to you, right? So again, this is a very good way of actually adding content within your Google Doc file, where you are creating sections in the tab format and then you are adding sources, the content over there, right? So it will analyze it very nicely. Then you can have a sharing drive folder. So if you want students to create their own notebook, now suppose you have given the students as an assignment that this is the content, right? You need to analyze it and you need to create content and you need to study accordingly, because they love to play with these things, right? So they can create, they can load their own resource into the drive folder, whatever source they find out, and they can personalize it with their own name. Like once you have created a folder, you have shared it with your students, definitely it will work with the senior section children, right? Now they will upload their resource, whatever they found is good related to that particular topic or that particular subject or that particular chapter, right? They will rename the source as per their name, and then you can personalize the sources for that particular child using that particular source. Why? Because it won't take much time for you to upload that into your NotebookLM and create a podcast or create a slide deck or do anything. Same way can be done with the co-teachers also, right? So we can have shared responsibility. We can have a shared drive where other co-teachers can actually upload the sources. They can label it as their name, and then we can work accordingly, right? So that can be used over here. Then how you can manage your sources. So you can sync in as in with the latest version. So whenever you are uploading the source, right, into Google Docs or into slides, you can just click on to sync, right? And any file type will need to be deleted or re-uploaded. It will do it automatically. And then source panel, you can organize it, you can move it up and down also, and you can arrange it in a sequential order as well. So that will again help you to manage your source nicely over here, right? So you can keep chatting with your notebook by adding general questions, or you want to structure the entire content as per a theme. For example, you are a maths teacher, you have added a source over here, right? And then you want to generate question and answer related to some other topic. For example, right now, my children are, going for cricket. Okay. And I have started geometry into the classroom and I'm teaching them angles. Now I want all the questions, whatever I'm putting up related to that topic. Or when I want to teach them the topic of geometry, I want to give examples related to cricket. So here I will give a prompt as in explain the concept of geometry using the terminology that we use in cricket, right? So it will give us various examples. You can add as in you want example also. You can add as in you want pictorial representation. It will give you that also. Then you can have a comparative study of both the things. You can create mind map as well, right? See here, my video is created. It took quite long time. The construction course, because this was the content over here, and I just need to play.
All right, let's be real for a second. It doesn't matter if you're 8 years old or 80. Nobody really loves doing chores, right? But what if I told you the secret to actually getting things done isn't about willpower or discipline? What if it's all about psychology?
Well, today we're going to tear down this simple little children's story that, you won't believe it, holds some huge lessons for us adults on what actually makes us tick. So here's how we're going to break it down. We'll start with that chore struggle we all know so well. Then we'll listen in on a very honest inner monologue. After that, we'll figure out the why behind it all, discover the power of play, and wrap it up with the final reward. Let's get into it. You know, every good story needs some conflict to get started. And in this story, it's a battle that is just so relatable.
So our story
Here,
kicks off with
I
a
would just like to tell you one more important thing. Like if you want, you can download these videos, right? You can take it to Canva, you can customize them a bit, and then you can upload it into your YouTube channel, and you can add your own resources into your YouTube channel. You can increase your visibility over there also, because now this is an AI content that is generated, but when you edit it, you are personalizing it as well, right? So it cannot be the copyright content, but yes, whatever source you have provided, the content that you have added there, that should be yours, right? So it will quickly generate the video accordingly. For example, I have created a document where I have added a lot many brain techniques in my own words, and then I want short videos to be created. So I can create those videos from here as well. Definitely NotebookLM will come up over there. So YouTube will not strike out as copyright content, because you are actually mentioning the source over there and you are adding few of your elements over there. You can add the thumbnail to it. You can add the subscribe button to it. So you can share it into YouTube also. Okay. So the source grounding experience you are all aware of as of now, right? So here we come to the end of the session. Any doubts or any queries, if you have, you can ask, or else if you want me to show you how to create mind map, because it will take time. Like you saw how much time it took to create the video, right? So it takes time to create these things. Whenever you are using it, you can always set up into generation mode, do some other work. Don't just sit and wait for it, as in how long it will take to generate the content. And then you can come back after 10 or 15 minutes and see, okay, that the content is generated, cross check it, and then you can share it with your students, right? So that's all from my end for today's session. Any doubts or any queries, if you have, you can ask that. I have my own community of educators for Tulip, where I usually share the recording, and whenever I conduct a session, I put up a message there also. And at times I conduct sessions specifically for my own Tulip community. So I'll be sharing the link. Those who wish to, they can join that, right? Recordings will be shared in both the places, at both the places, be it the the AIEF platform, or it's a Tulip platform. But if you wish to join the community, you can join that. So I'm just sharing the link over here in the chat box. Yes, any feedbacks, any question and answers, if you have, you can ask that. Thank you so much, Ms. Shabreen. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, ma'am. Good night, those who are leaving.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Ms. Vijay. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Welcome. I'll be sharing the recording link with Mr. Matthew. He'll put it into the group, right? Maybe by tomorrow, because it will take little time to get uploaded. And I'll be putting it into my community as well, in Tulip also, because people from both the places have joined. Yes, when you create mind map, it will get downloaded as a image only. It won't be the interactive part. Thank you so much, Ms. Namita. I'll
Thank you,
just
ma'am.
share the community link once again. Those who wish to join, they can join.